Well, that could have gone better, I say. Hopefully, in time I will get better at that. But for now, the others are still picking themselves up as you awaken. Well, that was something. That was our way out. So now we just follow the stars? Or what? Supposedly. Reader, come, let us regard the night. Okay. Drudario leads you outside, where a clear night sky awaits. Now, show us, before the howlers catch our scent, where shall the rites commence? An ancient ritual competition through which the worthiest exiles regain their freedom. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. Prayer from the Book of Rites. Gaze at the stars and seek out your destination. Okay. Gaul, the South Star. The South Star burns bright over a massive ridge of stone, much farther than the naked eye can see. Try to determine your location for the next rite. 200 leagues due east, the Ridge of Gaul. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. Fossil remains of the serpent titan slain by Golaphanian. Okay? Yet loom over those living in its shadow.
Concilia.
Great. And we're supposed to be there when, exactly? Very soon, according to the stars. You should be able to arrive in time, if you make haste. Then we had best get started. Well, this ought to be good for a few laughs at least. What do you say, Jody? Drudario turns to you, studying you. Reader, do not deceive us. Pray we make good use of our remaining time. What she means is, glad to have you aboard, chum. We're counting on you, my friend. See you inside. Freedom, the rights of a key. There's a lot to take in. Your fellow exiles await you in the wagon. Join them. Downside Prairie. Quite beautiful, to be honest. You arrive in Downside Prairie, where the road ahead is forked. There is a lack of consensus about which way to proceed. One of the Downside's only verdant regions, it only gets less hospitable as you press further north. I'm telling you, we ought to take the northern pass. Got an associate holed up in Hollow Route I've got to pay a visit to besides. The northern route of the Ridge of Gaul goes through a small exile encampment. Every so often, tempests come and scour away the huts and hovels, but they always crop back up. Fie on your associate. Best we head to Bloomingpool and avoid attention. The southern route to the Ridge of Gaul goes through a humid area pocked with hot springs. Runoff from the sandfolds means no bathing in the springs, so they're just there to mock you. And get stuck in a bog while we're at it? Dispute continues as Headwind listens for a while. What if a reader settled this? He marks the way. He gets us there. If these rites are meant to test our faith, then we best learn but to trust the reader's instincts on our path. No second guessing him along the way. Can we all live with that for now? Yeah, sure. If necessary. Then it's settled. Just point the way, my friend. The stars guide us through you. May I choose a route towards you? Okay then. Good options. Someone who owns it? To the south. Darius thinks she can find rare flora here. What would benefit us more? Favor? Some strange plants. now I think I'll go with a fuzzy little creature, who seems to be more hospitable to us at least. We shall go north and see if this person who owes Ruki a favour. As you pass through the squalid little area, you hear boisterous voices coming from what looks like to be a public house. Ruki stumbles forth from it, holding something in his paws. Oh, hey chum, just wrapping up a real important exchange back there. Hang on to this for me, will you? We'll have to drop it off if we head further north. You've received a claim? This can be sold at the slug market. Certain types of luxury goods somehow find their way down to the downside. Can't tell what is inside right now. Oh well. Something we can't actually use yet. Interesting. The black wagon grinds to a stop at the base of a ridge of Gaul. The others ask you to assist with making preparations for nightfall and the commencement of a rite. Okay. Let's see what's up first. A few more things have appeared by the looks of it. Greentail family portrait. A reasonable likeness of a young Garuki with his mother and uncle. Intricate. Oh, Jodi's throw rug. Fashioned from a howler's hide, sends their ilk a clear message, though Jariel says not to step on it. Intricate sigil. A symbol is set in the wagon's floorboards. The Book of Rites describes the need for such a thing. Okay. Edwin's cooking tins. What passes for cooking supplies in the downside? Edwin does most of the cooking. Okay then. Something new with the book. Ah. First Exile. In the words of Gol Golophanian, the Master General. You know perhaps the thrice-cursed name of Solium Mur, the Emperor of Sar, the First Exile, and my liege. This chapter concerns him and those who found him in the downside. Each of us was sent to take his life. Such was the hatred for him and around his country. Yet we found in Solium Mur a man transformed in body, mind, and spirit. A man deserving of much more than mercy. In time, he named us all his scribes, and he became the eighth. It is my greatest honour now to share with you his deeds. To know his story is to know the rights. Okay. This is the only page so far. Very well. Ah, and Ruki wishes to speak with us. Hey, chum. Appreciate you taking us up through Hollowroot back there. Okay. About that. Are you certain that parcel will fetch us an adequate price at the slug market? Surely we could have procured some sort of rare fungus had we gone the other way. The slug market. Crude trading post found in the downside. Commonwealth contraband sometimes finds its way to the downside, where it is traded and sold. Much as I love the idea of procuring rare fungus there, Jody, we said we wouldn't go around second-guessing our good chum's decisions, right? Not one. It does not seem like a good idea to get on her bedside. Yeah. Jodario says nothing in response, but soon changes the subject. Night falls soon. Come along, Greentail. We have much left to prepare. Two of them soon go about rummaging through the raiments and the books strewn about the wagon, leaving you to your own devices. Okay then. There's nothing much more to do. We should commence the rites. As darkness falls, your fellow exiles stand together, clad in the raiments of the rite. The preparations are set. However, everything is still and calm. Soon, they grow restless. Keep telling you there's nothing here. What a bunch of idiots we are.
Satan ras.
If we travelled all this way for nothing.
Cognare munca.
I don't think we did. Look up.
The stars align at last. You reach the Ridge of Gaul at the appointed time, and your triumvirate is ready. Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the accusers. Whosever pyre yet burns once the other is extinguished shall step closer to freedom. Now let the rites commence.
The stars are aligned, and your pyre burns bright. Across from your companions appear several others, also clad in raiments, your adversaries in the rites.
Simquagre.
Everyone ready?
Non cadigra.
Let's hope so.
Tumaga versen.
Be still. We have a visitor. One whom she refers to steps forward. At last, the Nightwings grace us with their presence. Nightwings? The name of her triumvirate in blue. It seems your fellow exiles have assumed their identity. Okay. I see that reports of your demise have been exaggerated after all. Even I was beginning to think you were gone for good. Nobody moves, save for a man robed in gold, who fastens his mask. Surprised to see old Lendl again? I trust you remember my face, or you must have assumed never to see it again after last time. Lendl. He is the apparent leader of the exiled triumvirate you encountered at the Ridge of Gaul. Never had I come so close to freedom, only for you to dash my hopes. Now, I and the accusers shall repay that affront. An exiled triumvirate clad in gold. Their leader harbours ill will for something he thinks you did. So one new item inventory. He shoves his mask back on and takes position with his comrades. It is time. From the shadows, you clutch the Book of Rites. Focus at the task at hand. Hopefully this should go better than the tutorial. Hopefully.
Begin!
Shit.
Praise be to the scribes! Have the accusers underestimated you?
I shall only see that at the beginning.
The orb has left your clutches.
Just oh, darn.
The flames of freedom.
Just... No, I shall not accept defeat from you again. Well, you never know. Hear me, accusers. Stand your ground. Let your auras boil and rage.
It seems that you have flustered the accusers.
Okay, we're getting there, but they've hunkered down. Fine, then we shall disrupt their formation.
Have you any idea what that Lendl did to deserve his exile,
Right then, let's see. Oh, okay.
A daring display. Flinging the orb into the flames like that. You elude banishment using such tricks.
Interesting. That's probably going to happen a lot. Oh well. Still there. Nope.
Rookie doused the adversary's flames. The orb!
To be a little bit more closer with that.
Seize the orb! Edwin plunged into their fire.
Almost.
Once more like that, and we are finished here. The orb. And it is done. You have prevailed. Rejoice then in your single fleeting victory.
Getting the hang of this?
Guron Salashe.
Your deceit may have earned you a hollow victory, but know this. The accusers will not forget your wickedness, and when we next meet, you will rue the day. Maybe. Depends how good I get at this, I guess.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes. The exiled Jodariel has gained enlightenment. Only the enlightened can regain their freedom.
Okay. We have withstood worse nights than this, though he was strange. Okay. Sins of the fallen emperor. Right's mastery is enhancing a demon's strength and physical prowess. As he fell into the downside, Solium Mur understood at last the consequences of his hedonistic reign. Wounds of the first exile. Right's mastery is enhancing a demon's spirit and sheer force of will. The fallen Emperor Mur moved past his many failings as a man, achieving selflessness in exile. Stride after using a rush to lunge forward, I can rush again right away. Mur's more ambitious predecessors subsumed one culture after another in the name of their empire. Pushing heel. When landing from a jump, Jodariel briefly stuns nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. Oh, that could be interesting. Is this such a Jodariel? A wayward glance or passing whim was cause enough for condemnation by the Emperor. Brazen Manner. For 7 seconds after saluting her adversaries, Jodariel deals an additional 10 points to her adversary's pyre. So you can taunt them. Interesting. The Emperor Mur lived for years in blissful ignorance of the disorder festering throughout his empire. The celestial spike, Jodariel can banish adversaries by fling the wall. Well, that seems interesting. I imagine you could fling an orb at somebody, rush forward and then rush again. If the way is clear, you can maybe throw it into the pyre. Interesting. On the other tree we have Relentless Vigour. After banishing an adversary, Jodariel instantly recovers all her stamina. Solium Mur relinquished comfort, lineage and title, yet still clinging to life. That might be good actually. If you need to quickly dispatch some people, you could just rush into the person with the orb, and then you can rush again afterwards. Somewhat similar to this one, I guess. Fierce Presence. Jodariel permanently gains +4 presence, raising the size of her aura. It must be linked to these stats up here, I guess. Same. We all have much predilections held in check only by law or conscience. Solium Mur to It'll take me a while to get used to these names. Enduring Flame. At the start of a rite, Jodariel's pyre automatically gains 35. In the downside, Solo Mer sought to expel the darkness in his being, but found that he could not. Rate of banishment. Any adversary banished by Doriel take 30% longer than usual to return. Those who made enemies of Emperor Mer seldom realised it until much, much later. Interesting. I think for now I might go for the double rush. Give her some better movement in the rights, as that seems to be one of her lacking abilities.
The demon scribe bestows his favor.
Can I cycle through these? Not right now, apparently. After the rites, the accusers disappear into the darkness. As you return to the wagon, in the still night sky you see a single star burns brighter than the rest, beckoning you onwards.
Smadonashe.
Well, my friends, what can I say? Rights are real, and we're in.
Deliosta.
The Getting Out of Here Club. Next up on the agenda, keep chasing stars until we're free.
Consilta vidias.
Till we are free.
Consilta vidias.
Until we're free. Yeah, sounds fine. Might as well be us instead of Lendl back there. Anyway, guess we better start packing. As the others go about their business, Edwin turns to you.
Figuratus.
Reader, come walk with me, while the stars are still out. You and Edwin walk in silence for a time, before he speaks up.
Qui sentirna.
You have questions. Come, ask away. We need you in on this for the long haul. Edwin wishes to know if anything is troubling you. Why is he exiled? Everyone has their reasons. At this point you would like to know his. Ask how he got this wagon. Black Wagon and its contents belong to a group called the Nightwings. What happened? Ask what? Ask why you cannot conduct the rites yourself. You lead your fellow exiles to the rites. He may have not asked you to participate firsthand. Why? Ask what happens if you refuse to help. You're beginning to get the impression that your participation is not optional. Doesn't seem prudent to ask why he was exiled at this time. Like he said earlier, they're all equal nothings down here. But ask how he got the wagon. That doesn't seem important right now, though. Ask what happens if you refuse to help. Antagonizing the group might not be the best course of action, right? I think I shall ask why we cannot conduct the rites ourselves. You ask Hedwin why he and his companions did not invite you to participate in the rites firsthand, and relied only on your guidance. You may not his eye contact and his smile.
Some terras.
Good question, my friend. We're going to have a lot of time to discuss that, and many other things. It is a pointless exercise in choosing a question to answer. Make you a deal. Read the stars for us again, and I'll tell you all about it on the way. You sense he speaks truly as he beckons forth toward the fading dark above. You gaze at the stars. Seek out your destination.